5 stories that quietly change lives. Life constantly presents us with challenges and adversity. Those who overcome will endure. Those who turn hardship into opportunity will emerge victorious. The 5 inspiring life stories shared by Momo are meant to help you not only become stronger, but also open your heart to greater compassion and understanding. What do challenges leave behind? The shortest way out of hardship is to go through it. A young man, overwhelmed by hardship and losing faith in life, came to seek advice from a wise old man. After listening, the old man said nothing. He quietly placed a pot of water on the stove and added a carrot, a lump of salt, and an egg. After the water boiled, he opened the lid, looked at the young man silently. After a moment, he began to speak. Everyone in life must go through hardship. The question is, what happens to you afterward? Look closely. The lump of salt, though solid, dissolved in boiling water. The carrot, once tough, became soft. The egg, so fragile, turned firm under the same heat. Sometimes, we live better not because of the truth, but because of the hope and faith others pass on to us. The Brooklyn Bridge story. Never, never, never give up. The Brooklyn Bridge spans the river between Manhattan and Brooklyn, a marvel of engineering. In 1883, an imaginative engineer named John Roebling conceived the bold idea of building a bridge to connect the two cities. No civil engineer believed him. They said he was crazy and told him to give up. Refusing to give up, John persuaded his son Washington, a promising young engineer, to join the mission. Together, they dreamed, planned, and prepared to overcome all challenges. Just months into the project, a site accident killed John and left Washington severely brain-injured. Washington was left unable to speak or walk. Everyone assumed the dream had died with him. Yet his mind remained sharp. From his hospital bed, he devised a way to communicate using one finger. He tapped messages in Morse code onto his wife's hand, instructing how to proceed with the construction. For 13 years, he directed the construction using only that single moving finger. At last, the Brooklyn Bridge was completed. A miracle born from a father's dream and a son's unbreakable will. You'll discover a higher version of yourself after every hardship. Thomas Edison. Nothing is impossible with unshakable will and relentless perseverance. The one-armed judo lesson. Much of happiness or misery depends on your character, not your circumstances. Martha Washington. A 10-year-old boy decided to learn judo, even though he had lost his left arm in a car accident. After 3 months, he grew curious why his master had only taught him a single technique. "Master, can't I learn more moves?" he asked. "This is the only move you need," the sensei replied. Months later, the master brought him to a tournament. He won the first 2 matches with ease. In the final, the bigger, more experienced opponent quickly overwhelmed him. The referee wanted to stop the match, But the master insisted, let him continue. The opponent dropped his guard. The boy executed his one move perfectly and won the match. How did I win with only one move? It's one of the most effective throws. And the only way to counter it is to grab your opponent's left arm. But you don't have a left arm. Your greatest weakness can become your greatest strength, if you learn to own it. The good news. The meaning of life lies not in what happens to us, but in how we respond to it. A newly graduated student entered a national creative competition and won first prize. He received a large cash prize, more than he had ever dreamed of during his student years. As he left the hall, an older woman approached him tearfully. Congratulations. My child has cancer. Without a large amount of money, I won't be able to save them. Without hesitation, the student handed her the entire envelope. I hope your child recovers. Please go take care of them right away. Days later, someone told him, she's a scammer. There was no sick child. You've been tricked. He simply asked, are you sure there was no sick child? Absolutely. He smiled gently. Then that's the best news I've heard all day. Sometimes, kindness doesn't need to land in the right place. It just needs to come from the right place. The hospital window. Blessed are those who bring joy to others in silence. Two seriously ill men shared a hospital room. One had water in his lungs and lay next to the window. The other was paralyzed and confined to the bed farthest from it. Every afternoon, the man by the window sat up and described the world outside to his roommate. A lush park, a sparkling lake with swans gliding, children floating paper boats. The paralyzed man imagined it all, living each scene through his roommate's vivid words. One day, he described a grand military parade, complete with uniforms and banners. Though he couldn't hear the music, the paralyzed man could see it all in his mind. The next morning, the nurse found the man by the window had passed away peacefully in his sleep. The other man requested to be moved to the bed by the window, to finally see the world described to him. All he saw was a blank white wall. Later, he learned that his roommate had been completely blind. Yet he spoke of the world outside, just to bring his friend comfort and joy. Never underestimate small acts of kindness. They quietly connect hearts and change lives.